Known for her work in modeling, business, writing, and design, Ivana Trump was many things, among them, Donald Trump's ex-wife. While Ivana may have enjoyed success in her professional life, with a reported net worth of around $34 million at the time of her passing, her romantic endeavors were far from smooth sailing. Many will remember Ivana Trump as the late first wife of former President Donald Trump, but he was only one of her 4 husbands. From her initial marriage to her final union, here's everything you need to know about Ivana Trump's tragic love life. Before tying the knot with Donald Trump, Ivana Trump had a previous marriage with Alfred Winkelmeyer, an Austrian skier, in what was described as a platonic arrangement. At the age of 22, Ivana, already a seasoned professional skier, and even an Olympics alternate at one point, exchanged vows with fellow winter sports athlete Alfred Winkelmeyer, who was 25 at the time. The wedding took place in Prague in 1971. However, it wasn't a union born out of love, as indicated by a statement from her lawyer, Michael Kennedy, in 1990. Kennedy revealed that Ivana married Winkelmeyer simply to secure her freedom from her native Czechoslovakia, which was under communist rule at that time. Described as a Cold War marriage by her lawyer, the union between Ivana and Winkelmeyer was purely strategic. It was never consummated, and the couple never even lived together. According to Kennedy, Ivana obtained an Austrian passport in March 1972 and immigrated to Canada in September of the same year. The marriage was dissolved in August 1973 after a mandatory waiting period, marking the end of Ivana's brief alliance with Winkelmeyer. Marriage to Donald Trump. In 1976, the paths of Donald and Ivana intersected. At that time, Ivana was residing in Montreal, where she pursued a career as a model and ski instructor after immigrating to Canada from Czechoslovakia several years earlier. It was during a modeling job in New York City that Ivana caught Donald's eye. While dining with a group of fellow models, Donald made a memorable impression by ensuring they were seated at the best table in the place and joining them for dinner. In her memoir, Raising Trump, Ivana reminisced about their initial encounter, noting that Donald approached her with polite small talk, devoid of any overt flirtation. She emphasized Donald's gentlemanly demeanor, highlighting his intuition that overt flirting wouldn't sway her. Despite Ivana's casual involvement with someone in Montreal and her lack of interest in pursuing a relationship at the time, Donald's persistence and charm won her over. He showered her with romantic gestures, sending her an impressive bouquet of 100 roses, treating her to lavish meals, and maintaining regular contact even after her return home. Donald's efforts to win Ivana's affection didn't stop there. He continued to court her from afar, calling her every other day for 3 months following their initial meeting. His grand gesture even extended to surprising her in Canada by attending one of her runway shows. As Ivana's fascination with Donald grew, their relationship took a significant turn around Christmas time. Donald, sensing a deep connection, invited Ivana to accompany him on a vacation to Aspen. The trip proved to be a turning point for the couple, as they experienced what Ivana described as the most romantic time together. It was during the festivities of New Year's Eve that Donald made a bold declaration, telling Ivana, "If you don't marry me, you'll ruin your life." Despite their relatively short courtship and limited time spent together, Ivana found herself captivated by Donald's passion and conviction, ultimately agreeing to marry him. Their union was formalized 3 months later on April 9, 1977, in a lavish ceremony at Marble Collegiate Church in New York City. Following their nuptials, the newlyweds embarked on a honeymoon in Mexico, where an unexpected surprise awaited them. Ivana discovered she was pregnant with their first child. On December 31, 1977, marking the first anniversary of their engagement, Ivana gave birth to their eldest son, Donald Jr. Their growing family welcomed another addition in 1981 with the birth of their daughter, Ivanka. 3 years later, in 1984, their youngest son, Eric, completed the trio of Trump siblings. During their marriage, Donald and Ivana Trump not only shared personal ties but also forged a strong professional partnership. Shortly after exchanging vows, Donald recognized Ivana's talents and appointed her as the Vice President of Interior Design at the Commodore Hotel, which he had recently acquired and was in the process of transforming into the Grand Hyatt Hotel. Ivana played a pivotal role in this project, showcasing her eye for design and contributing to its success. As their collaboration flourished, Ivana continued to play a vital role in Donald's burgeoning real estate empire, lending her expertise to iconic projects such as the construction of the Trump Tower and the Trump Taj Mahal Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Her influence extended further when she assumed the role of president of the prestigious Plaza Hotel. The portrayal of Ivana Trump in the 2018 Netflix documentary miniseries Trump: An American Dream sheds light on her multifaceted persona. Described as a charismatic workaholic, a career woman, and equal, Ivana emerges as a life partner deliberately chosen by Donald Trump to stand by his side, challenge him, and contribute to his endeavors. However, their seemingly solid partnership faced a tumultuous period over the Christmas holiday in 1989. While vacationing in Aspen, Colorado, their marital discord was thrust into the public eye when Ivana encountered Donald's mistress, Marla Maples. In a moment of shock and disbelief, Ivana stood her ground as Maples brazenly declared her affection for Donald. "This young blonde woman approached me out of the blue and said, 'I'm Marla and I love your husband. Do you?' Ivana wrote. I said, 'Get lost. I love my husband.' It was unladylike, but I was in shock." Witnessed arguing publicly, their private turmoil became tabloid fodder, capturing the attention of media outlets across the globe. By February 1990, tensions escalated to the point where Donald locked Ivana out of her office at the Plaza Hotel, igniting a legal battle over the validity of their prenuptial agreements. Amidst the marital strife, tragedy struck in October 1990 with the sudden death of Ivana's father, Miloš Zelnicek, at the age of 63. Revelations about her father's past as an informant for Czechoslovakia's intelligence service added a layer of complexity to the family's grief. Despite their impending divorce and personal turmoil, Donald stood by Ivana's side, offering support during her time of loss. The highly publicized divorce proceedings captured global attention, dominating headlines and becoming the focus of intense media scrutiny. Ivana's accusations of rape and abuse against Donald, detailed in court depositions, further intensified the public spectacle surrounding their split. Ivana walked away with $14 million from the divorce, used $650,000 per month in child support payments, their Connecticut home, a flat in Trump Tower, and 1 month a year had use of the Mar-a-Lago estate Donald, Melania, and Barron lived in until this day. Despite the fiery end to their marriage, Ivana revealed that once the dust settled from their legal battles, they found common ground as companionable co-parents. Despite their differences, they prioritized their roles as parents and maintained an amicable relationship over the years. This commitment to co-parenting was evident when Ivana attended Donald's presidential inauguration in 2017, showcasing their ability to set aside personal grievances for the sake of their family. Former White House aide Omarosa Manigault-Newman offered insights into their continued connection, revealing that Donald frequently sought Ivana's counsel during his time in office. Despite their past conflicts, Donald valued Ivana's perspective and respected her opinions on various matters. The news of Ivana's passing on July 14, 2022, at the age of 73, reverberated across the globe. In a heartfelt tribute, Donald expressed his admiration for Ivana, describing her as a wonderful, beautiful, and amazing woman who led an inspirational life. Despite their ups and downs, Donald's acknowledgement of Ivana's impact on his life underscores the enduring bond they shared, transcending the challenges of their past. The third marriage with Riccardo Mazzucchelli, the businessman she divorced after 20 months, After her divorce from Donald, Ivana embarked on a new chapter of her life, finding companionship with Italian entrepreneur Riccardo Mazzucchelli in 1991. Their romance blossomed with a grand gesture, as Riccardo swept Ivana off her feet by filling a room with roses after a lunch date, as reported by People magazine. Despite an initial proposal with a lavish 10-carat diamond ring, Ivana declined. However, 3 years later, Riccardo's persistence paid off when he proposed again, this time with a stunning Burmese sapphire, to which Ivana said yes. Their union in 1995 seemed to promise a fresh start for Ivana, but unfortunately it was short-lived, lasting only 20 months. Despite Riccardo's claims of deep affection and dedication to Ivana, their marriage encountered challenges, ultimately leading to its dissolution. Riccardo expressed his sentiments, asserting that he had given Ivana more than Donald ever did, highlighting the efforts he invested in their relationship. However, their marital troubles extended beyond their separation, as Ivana sued Riccardo for $15 million, citing a breach of confidentiality agreement. Although details of their legal dispute remain undisclosed, they eventually reached an out-of-court settlement, bringing an end to their contentious battle. Tragically, Riccardo Mazzucchelli passed away in 2017 at the age of 74, leaving behind a legacy marked by his entrepreneurial pursuits and his brief but significant relationship with Ivana. The tragic story of Ivana Trump's fourth and final marriage. After Donald Trump's marriage to Melania and the birth of their son Barron, Ivana found herself drawn to actor Rossano Rubaconde, who was significantly younger than her, in 2008. Their wedding took place at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, the opulent estate that had been the backdrop of many significant events in the Trump family's life. However, their marital bliss was short-lived as they parted ways the following year in 2009. Despite their official separation, Ivana and Rossano's relationship remained tumultuous, marked by periods of being on and off over the next decade. Their roller coaster romance even led them to participate together as contestants on Dancing with the Stars in 2018, showcasing their dynamic both on and off the dance floor. However, their love story was marred by tragedy, as they experienced another split in 2019. Ivana attributed the end of their relationship to the challenges of long distance, and admitted that their romance had simply reached its natural conclusion. Nevertheless, their enduring friendship was evident, as they were spotted together as recently as July 2021. Tragically, the story took a somber turn with the untimely passing of Rossano Rubaconde. His father, Claudio, shed light on the circumstances surrounding his son's death in a candid interview with the Italian show Pomeriggio Cinque in November 2021. Despite being diagnosed with liver cancer, Rossano's demise was attributed to a fatal accident. A vein burst in his lung, causing him to fall in the bathtub, resulting in his untimely passing. According to Rossano's close friend, Italian director Roberto Alessi, there were rumors circulating that he and Ivana were considering a reconciliation and even contemplating remarriage. Despite being the shortest of her 4 marriages, Ivana Trump found herself grappling with the profound loss of her final husband, Rossano Rubaconde. His passing marked the end of a tumultuous chapter in Ivana's life, leaving her to navigate the complexities of grief and solitude. Tragically, Ivana's own demise followed closely on the heels of Rubaconde's passing. On July 14th, she was discovered at the bottom of the stairs in her East 46th Street, Manhattan residence. The New York City Medical Examiner's Office determined that the 73-year-old's death resulted from blunt impact injuries of the torso sustained in an accidental fall. Nikki Haskell, a close friend of Ivana, shed light on the socialite's final year, revealing the profound impact of Rubaconde's death on her well-being. Despite anticipating an upcoming trip to Saint-Tropez, Ivana had withdrawn from social life, retreating into seclusion as she grappled with the twin burdens of grief and fear of the COVID-19 pandemic. During an interview on the Good Day New York morning show, Haskell candidly shared Ivana's struggles in her last days. "She hasn't gone anywhere or done anything," Haskell lamented. "She was overwhelmed with a lot of different things." Haskell highlighted the devastating blow of Rubicondi's passing earlier in the year, underscoring the profound sense of loss and isolation Ivana experienced in the absence of her beloved husband. The relationship between Ivana Trump and Rossano Rubicondi was marked by its unconventional nature, often characterized by geographical distances that kept them apart for extended periods. Despite their initial split, they found their way back to each other, navigating the challenges of a long-distance marriage with resilience and optimism. Their union, while not conventional by traditional standards, seemed to suit them both. Ivana expressed her contentment, acknowledging that theirs was not a typical 24/7 marriage, but one that they both enjoyed. However, the geographical disparities eventually took their toll once again, leading to the dissolution of their marriage. In June 2019, Ivana candidly spoke about the end of their relationship, attributing it to the practicalities of their respective lifestyles. She emphasized that their parting was amicable, highlighting the mutual respect and understanding that characterized their separation. Despite no longer being husband and wife, they remained close friends. When Rubicondi passed away in October 2021, Ivana was left devastated by the loss. Photos captured her grief as she attended his memorial service, portraying a poignant image of a woman mourning the loss of her beloved husband. The couple's last public appearance together, just months before his death, depicted them strolling arm in arm in Manhattan. Ivana Trump suffered from health problems in her final months. In her final years, Ivana Trump's life became increasingly secluded, with her fear of contracting COVID-19 adding to her reluctance to leave her townhouse. Despite her vibrant social circle, Ivana opted to remain indoors, taking the pandemic precautions more seriously than many of her peers. Close friend Nikki Haskell revealed that Ivana's cautious approach to the virus stemmed from a genuine concern for her health. However, Ivana's decision to stay indoors wasn't solely influenced by the pandemic. She also grappled with mobility issues, particularly discomfort in her hip, which hindered her ability to move freely. Zach Erdem, another friend, recounted how Ivana's physical pain often confined her to her home, preventing her from indulging in simple pleasures like dining out at her favorite restaurants. The source of Ivana's mobility problems can be traced back to her days as a professional skier, a career that undoubtedly took a toll on her body over time. Additionally, a fall she experienced, tripping over someone's purse at a restaurant, exacerbated her physical challenges. This incident not only inflicted physical pain, but also took a toll on her emotional well-being. The emotional strain of coping with physical discomfort was compounded by the loss of her ex-husband, Rossano Rubicondi. While Ivana denied experiencing depression, she confided in Haskell about her sadness, acknowledging the emotional weight of Rubicondi's passing. Her death was a tragic accident. Initial reports surrounding Ivana Trump's passing suggested natural causes, with the New York Fire Department responding to a call regarding an individual experiencing cardiac arrest. However, the New York City medical examiner later disclosed that Ivana's death resulted from blunt impact injuries to her torso sustained from a fall down the stairs. Her death was deemed accidental. Following Ivana's passing, her personal aide and a cleaning lady attempted to reach her, but were unsuccessful. They sought assistance from a maintenance worker to open the door, who ultimately discovered Ivana's body beside a spilled cup of coffee. Tragically, Ivana's fatal accident occurred amidst previous concerns voiced by friends regarding the safety of her staircase. Friend Nikki Haskell described the staircase as treacherous, expressing fears of a potential accident. Haskell even declined to stay at the residence due to the steepness of the stairs. Another visitor to the Manhattan townhouse noted the absence of renovations and observed worn carpeting on the staircase. Ivana Trump left behind $34 million. When Ivana Trump passed away in July 2022, previously undisclosed probate documents revealed that she left behind assets totaling $34 million. Her will stipulated that the majority of this sum should be divided among her three children, Don Jr., Ivanka, and Eric Trump. Additionally, she designated two properties for friends and attempted to leave another to her ex-husband, Rossano Rubicondi, who predeceased her. Notably, Donald Trump, her wealthier former spouse, did not receive any inheritance. The most notable asset in Ivana's estate is a townhouse situated in New York City, just a half block from Central Park. Currently, her heirs are endeavoring to sell it, with an asking price of $26.5 million. While it remains uncertain whether they will achieve this amount, the proceeds from the sale will be evenly distributed among Don Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, as specified in their mother's will. For these younger Trumps, the anticipated sum from the townhouse sale holds significant value. Although their father has been willing to provide financial support, he has been reluctant to relinquish substantial portions of his $3.2 billion empire. Forbes estimated in 2019 that Don Jr. and Eric were each worth approximately $25 million, while Ivanka's net worth was around $375 million, attributed to her fashion brand and marriage into another affluent family. Since then, the trio has divested their 7.5% stakes in the Trump International Hotel in Washington, D.C., resulting in each of them cashing out over $10 million. One of the significant beneficiaries, aside from the Trump children, is Dorothy Curry, who devoted decades of her life to working for the Trump family. Starting as a nanny, Ivana Trump described her as having a sparkle in her eye and plenty of nervous energy in her book, Raising Trump. Curry, a devoutly religious woman, would kneel by the Trump children's beds each night, teaching them prayers that their mother didn't know in English. Although Ivana admitted in her 2017 book that religion didn't play a large role in her life, she appreciated that her children grew up with a connection to faith. Over time, Curry transitioned from being a nanny to becoming Ivana's assistant, maintaining a close bond with the family throughout the years. Despite residing in a middle-class apartment building in Queens, Curry received a Florida condo valued at over $1 million according to online real estate services, as specified in the probate documents. Additionally, Ivana's will designated that Curry should inherit Ivana's Yorkshire Terrier, Tiger Trump. Ivana's generosity toward Curry reflects the deep connection she had with her, considering her as a part of the Trump family. Eric Trump described Curry as his second mother in his mother's book, recalling their close relationship nurtured since his infancy, even spending time together in Curry's native Ireland. Eric Trump has taken on the responsibility of managing the estate and overseeing its distribution after being appointed as his mother's personal representative. The will stipulates that if Eric is unable to fulfill his duties, the responsibility would then fall to Ivana's accountant. The estate also includes overseas properties. Ivana initially intended to leave a property in Saint-Tropez, France, to her ex-husband Rossano Rubicondi, but this provision lapsed following Rubicondi's reported death in 2021. Another Saint-Tropez property was bequeathed to her friend Evelyn Gallet. Although the nature of their relationship or Gallet's identity remains unclear, as representatives for the Trump Organization did not respond to inquiries. Ivana also allocated a portion of her estate to charity. She instructed that all her clothing be donated to the American Red Cross and the Salvation Army, with one exception, her furs, the proceeds from which should benefit her 3 children. These instructions are documented in records filed in Miami-Dade County, Florida. Although Ivana divided her time between Miami in the winter, Saint-Tropez in the summer, and New York City in the fall and spring, she designated Florida, a state with no income tax, as her official residence. This decision mirrors that of Donald Trump and their 3 children, who also reside in the Sunshine State. Given the substantial size of Ivana's assets, the Trump family is required to file a federal estate tax return. While the IRS permits a tax-free inheritance of up to $12 million, any amount exceeding this threshold incurs taxation of up to 40%. Assuming Ivana's estate amounts to $34 million, the estate taxes could reach as high as $8.7 million. In her will, Ivana specified that her assets should cover these taxes.